What's going on, everyone? Thanks for tuning in and listening. Hope you're enjoying WrestleMania weekend. Part 1, night 1 was awesome in my opinion. Had a lot of great stuff. The biggest story of the night was Stone Cold returning. The second biggest story of the night, Cody Rhodes returning. Some people might have those orders different, but in my opinion, Stone Cold reigns triumphant. Now, Cody Rhodes was a big surprise, even though it was rumored. I'm glad we got it. It was cool. This is the first big AEW star to jump ship back to WWE. So this is a first. It's cool to see, and it's cool that it was Cody. It's kind of symbolic, but it's also kind of a beautiful story, a beautiful trail that Cody's went here. So, when you think about it, there was an article that came out a few years ago that said Cody Rhodes revealed that Dusty told him to leave WWE 4 years ago. This was in 2016, so that means 10 years ago, after WrestleMania. I believe it was 28. Dusty told him to leave after he got pummeled by the Big Show when he was the Intercontinental Champion, and he put the Big Show over. Dusty told him he didn't feel like he was being handled well, so he told him to leave, go build his career somewhere else, and come back. And Cody didn't listen. He actually stayed with WWE like another 5 years or something until 2016. WrestleMania 32 was actually his last performance before this, where he was in a ladder match as Stardust. And then after WrestleMania 32, he lost a series of matches to Apollo Crews and Zack Ryder, among other people. And he just tweeted he was done. He had enough. He didn't really have like a fallout, but I think Triple H felt some sort of way like he owed him something for all the stuff with Dusty and everything. So I think Triple H felt a tad sour. Anyway, we all know the rest of the story. He went to Ring of Honor, went to go to Japan. AEW comes up. Cody Rhodes really builds his name up. And it's kind of cool to see because, that's kind of what Dusty suggested him to do, man. Dusty knows best. What are you going to do, knock Dusty? Dusty knows best. It's incredible, really. And it's cool. You see this article come out a few weeks ago, kind of slipped under the radar. But Cody Rhodes' sister says that Dusty would be beaming at what's next. And yeah, I think we can all agree, man. Cody Rhodes, when he left WrestleMania last time, he was a shell of his gimmick was pretty much an extension of his brother's Stardust, and it wasn't the worst thing in the world, but it just wasn't for him, unless he wants to do an alter ego where he channels it every now and then or whatever. It just wasn't working for him. It wasn't going to put him anywhere above mid-card status. So to see that he took his father's advice, he waited a few years. He wanted to be a different person, but he eventually, listened to his dad, went out, and built his own career, and came back and yeah, had a grand return on the grandest stage of them all, against a grand opponent, and they put on a hell of a match, man. It was pretty good. It was nothing groundbreaking, revolutionary, but I think it's a very important moment in wrestling and pro wrestling, in my opinion. I mean, because this is the first big name to jump backwards from AEW to WWE. Yeah, this will be a night to be remembered. Happy for Cody Rhodes. I think, like his sister said, Dusty would probably be beaming down, at his son finally, getting to get some of that respect that he always felt like he deserved and stuff. Cody's had a hell of a ride, man. Never been my personal favorite, but I got respect for the guy, and especially now that he's kind of made his dreams come true through different routes. You got to tip the hat to that guy. So, hey, man, WrestleMania weekend, so far, so good. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Hit that subscribe if you like. I don't do shit but post old shit and wrestling and video games and all that. So if you're into that, man, definitely subscribe. Check my Undertaker shirt if you haven't seen it. This is the coolest shirt. My boy Jameer got it for me. Shout out to Jameer for giving me this shirt, man. It's one of a kind. Actually, it might be, a couple of them out there. But nonetheless, it's super sweet. Undertaker's Hall of Fame speech was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Top speech of all time, in my opinion. Arguably top speech of all time, definitely top 3, but really interesting, man. Undertaker's got his public speaking stuff on 1,000. So anyway, yeah, y'all tune in later on. Maybe I have something else. Y'all enjoy part 2 WrestleMania, and I hope y'all have a good weekend. Enjoy the Raw after as well.